Hello, everyone. Yes, we are still alive.
I'm still alive.
This is George Ryan Video Games, monthly video games monthly in quotes.
In quotes. That's the idea when we formed this.
Yes.
Monthly.
This is George Ryan Video Games, and before we go into the usual spiel, hi, how are you, listener? It has been a hot minute since we've done this. Life has been a thing.
Yes.
Ryan is going through some health stuff.
Yeah.
We both at school. Ryan's graduating too, so that's the whole thing. Sorry we've missed episodes. Video games kept on going, but we had to do things.
It's a good thing that they just stopped video games for a good few months there.
Yeah.
Gave me time to recover from
No one
surgery.
needs video games during the holiday season anyways.
Like they're all busy putting up trees and drinking LaCroix. Delicious
God,
LaCroix.
fucking damn it. I went to a thing where everyone drank LaCroix and I don't understand. We went through 7 to 10 boxes of LaCroix. It's insane.
Was that at your Thanksgiving?
Yeah, that was at the thing I went. Well, I don't think same thing, but the Maryland thing. Anyways.
Oh, okay.
This is George Ryan Video Games, a monthly video games podcast where we talk about the games and games news of the month prior, mostly what's significant, but we're not going to really touch on that much news.
Because we missed a lot.
And who cares at this point? Like, the year's almost over. Like, who cares?
The next big announcement thing is PSX, and that's at the end of the year.
Yeah, and that's not even going to be that big, according to Sony. Well, at least people who know people at Sony. Sources say it's not going to be big.
I heard one thing.
There might be one big thing, but...
Yeah, I heard one big thing. I can't remember what it was, though.
But anyways, yes.
The
main thing we're going to talk about is the Game Awards. Then we're talking about what we've played, and then what we're looking forward to next month, like we usually do. But as you said, Ryan, yes. Patrick Klepek and Jason Schreier, probably the biggest games reporters right now. They said that it seems like Paris Games Week, which happened while we were gone, was going to be the biggest event, and then PSX is still happening, but it's going to be very more tepid and mild, which I'm fine. I kind of appreciate the smaller stuff. I like the NAC 2 announcements, and
I always miss PSX, so I never really.
Yeah, you do.
I'll probably.
Last year's was pretty fucking big, actually.
I'll probably have time this year.
But yes, so we're going to talk about the Game Awards 2017 because they should be happening by the time this goes up. This will probably go up before, right before, actually. So we're going to go down through the categories and nominations here, at least what's significant.
The games we care about.
We're going to theorize and come up with some great ideas.
Who will win?
Will Ryan win another PSVR? I don't know.
No, this year I'm shooting for Xbox One X.
Yeah, you're right. Ryan bought a 4K TV without
HDR. I have no more money left, and I wasn't really reading the description of the TV. Well, whatever.
Anyways, Game Awards, the Keeleys, as I like to call them, they're happening. We have a lot of categories here. We're going to work our way through some of the smaller stuff before we get to Game of the Year. We'll give our hot takes here. So the first category I got here, Ryan, is Best Narrative.
Okay.
And for Best Narrative, we have nominated Hellblade: Sesuna's Sacrifice, written by Tamim Anouti. Well, Hellblade is the folk Ninja Theory, not an American studio. I'm not even going to pronounce their names, but Hellblade's nominated. Hellblade, a game I still need to play. Do you know much about Hellblade, Ryan?
Not a much.
Sort of surprise hit. You know, Ninja Theory, they made DMC, the remake, and Heavenly Sword. And they also worked on Disney Infinity 3.0, and they've been that was the kind of the weird. Do you think that was the thing that was funding them while they were working on Hellblade?
Probably.
They did,
or maybe not, because it felt like Disney really
Well, 3.0 was the one that they came in and they did all the lightsaber stuff and the combat for that game.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
That makes sense.
Which was so cool about which was the best thing about Disney Infinity at the time. Was they actually went to developers who knew how to make that thing of a game. But yeah, Hellblade. I was worried with Hellblade because it seemed like they were working on this big ambitious thing that's going to cost a lot of money, that game was going to go nowhere, and people really liked it. Apparently it sold 1.5 million units.
Cool.
So that's good. I still need to play it. Apparently it does well by Schizophrenia.
Cool.
So I'll get that at some point. Best Narrative also nominated Horizon Zero Dawn. Haven't played that yet. Nier Automata. Here we go. Listen.
Okay.
Nier Automata is missing from some of these categories.
We'll get to that later.
We'll get to that. But does Nier Automata have the best narrative? Well, I'm going to keep going through all these categories and we'll find out. What Remains of Edith Finch? That's by Giant Sparrow.
I've been meaning to play that.
And Wolfenstein II: The New Colossus.
I have not played any of these games.
So, this category
you've
is
played
stacked.
One or two.
I have played all except Hellblade.
Oh, really?
Yes. So this is
Damn.
stacked. So normally, and Horizon Zero Dawn, because I'm not interested in it, but I have it now, thanks to the wonderful University of Nebraska Omaha library. But also, it's like a open world game, that takes
Yeah,
I was like,
that takes a while.
I could play Yakuza 0 instead, but I have it. I don't have to spend any more money on it, so
That's another game I'd mean to pick. Like,
I really
should
wanna
should I
play
pick
Yakuza.
up Yakuza 0 for Christmas, or should I wait for Yakuza 6 in January or
you gotta play-
February?
yeah, I think you should play 0. Yakuza Kiwami's like $15 right now, but you should
That's
play 0
true.
first, probably.
Okay.
But yes,
I've heard
so
very good things about Yakuza 6's combat, because it's out in Japan already.
yes, I'm glad Yakuza has found a fucking niche. Like it's hit.
Those are games that I love watching and I've never been able to play.
Yeah.
And now that I've...
The localization is so fucking good for those games. It's phenomenal. But yeah, this is so normally George would just say Nier Automata, game of the year. Everyone knows this, best video game of all time. This is a fucking stacked list. Wolfenstein, What Remains of Edith Finch, and Nier, all great storylines. Wolfenstein, the best thing about it is that narrative. I think it is one of the best narratives in a shooter.
Edith Finch is all about the narrative, though, right?
And it's also really good. So Edith Finch, I don't think I've ever talked about it on the podcast. I know people who really loved it a lot and told me to play it, but I was like, I don't know. I'm Gone Home, one of my favorite games of all time. So when I say walking simulator, I don't mean it as a derivative or to be diminutive. But I was like, I don't know it doesn't seem special. I don't know if I need to play it. And I played it. What Remains of Edith Finch is a really fucking good video game, man. So yeah, this one's hard.
I'm trying to remember,
I think I would give it to Wolfenstein.
Really?
Because I don't know how many awards Wolfenstein's going to win, and I think Wolfenstein's campaign is phenomenal. The writing is fantastic.
I'm going to go with Edith Finch just because that's
what you're feeling?
I'm feeling that, and also I feel like for a category like this, they might lean more towards the one that's more focused on that aspect of it.
That's true.
I also haven't played any of them, so,
That's fair.
Who knows?
Our next category, sort of a smaller category. I don't think they're going to give time on stage. Because with these awards, they give time on stage for some of the game awards, and the rest...
then it's like, he's
well,
like, hey guys, Hydrobot right here, and he's like, saying the best 3DS game is Pokemon. All right, moving on.
Yeah. And so this is probably going to be one of those categories. Best VR/AR game. Of course, for those uninformed, VR stands for virtual reality and augmented reality. Farpoint, developed by Impulse Gear. Lone Echo, developed by Ready at Dawn. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, developed by Capcom. Star Trek Bridge Crew, developed by Redstone Ubisoft. And Super Hot VR, developed by Super Hot Team. The thing with...
I'm not feeling strong about any of this.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Because
Super Hot VR came out last year.
Yeah.
Oh, but it came out late last year. That's probably why it's on this list.
Yeah.
So, Resident Evil 7, you did not enjoy the VR in that game.
No, the VR in that game is real bad. It's real janky, and it takes you out of the game.
And Farpoint really is just kind of a shooter, like a sort of like a funhouse shooter.
But it has the cool gun.
It does, and they're trying for sure, that studio. But I don't know. Lone Echo, I have heard nothing but great things about. Made by Ready at Dawn, who made the Order 1886. Star Trek Bridge Crew. The idea, from what I've seen people play that game, it's a great stream game if you can somehow figure it out.
Yeah.
Giant Bomb got all 6 VRs in one room and got cameras to switch up, and it was wonderful. It's awesome. It's really cool. But again, you need all your friends to have VR headsets and all your friends to have Star Trek as well.
I only saw one video of Let's Play playing it, and they were playing it online.
Yeah,
and no one else knew what to do.
That's another thing. Like, if you're depending on what the buttons, you have to know what button to press to take off and all that stuff.
They played the modern version, then they played the old school version, and all the buttons just freaked all of them out. Just because I also loved about that old school sci-fi was just 1,000 buttons and none of them are labeled.
Right.
So it's
here's this little knob thing. Yeah. And Super Hot VR, which I have heard nothing but good things about Super Hot, and I haven't played it yet. I think Super Hot is actually... Super Hot's not fair, because Super Hot came out early, and I think Super Hot is probably the best VR game, period.
I feel that way, too.
From what I've heard.
It's also just stylized and fun, and all these other ones...
It's the most imaginative and exciting of all these games.
These other ones are just VR, let's shoot a gun, or let's zombie.
Spooky,
yeah, I'm feeling Super Hot on that.
Anyways, moving on. We got best score / music, and of course there are 2 music sound categories this year, and that's probably for the best. So best score / music, we have Cuphead, scored by Christopher Madigan. Destiny 2, scored by Michael Salvatore, Sky Lewin, and C. Paul Johnson. Nier Automata, scored by Kichi Okabe and Kigo Hosashi. Persona 5, scored by the wonderful Shoji Meguro. Super Mario Odyssey, scored by Naoto Kubo, Shiho Fuji, and Koji Kondo. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, scored by Manaka Katoka and Yasuaki Iwata. Whoo, it's a stacked one.
Yeah,
again.
that's.
Okay, no, actually, easy. Nier Automata. It is the
really?
best soundtrack, period.
Period.
Done. So what we're talking about here, Ryan, is runner-up. So what's the runner-up here? Because it's Nier.
I don't.
Okay, listener, I'll say this. You may have not played Nier, but you need to trust me when
You definitely have not played Nier.
I need to tell you that Nier Automata is one of the best soundtracks in video game history, and if it does not win an award, this medium is completely fucked. Done. Okay, anyways. So
Let's talk about what'll really win.
Ryan, tell me about the music in Mario Odyssey.
Mario Odyssey music is very damn
Koji
good.
Kondo.
Very damn good. My only problem with it winning awards is it's all very, like, nostalgic. Like, it samples a lot
I've heard
of
it does
stuff.
some really good nostalgic pulls.
It does a lot, like, I'll talk about my experiences playing Mario Odyssey later.
I know that it's weird. Like, there's like stuff you could spoil about this.
Yeah, it's crazy. I love it. But yeah, I mean, it has a great score. I don't know if it's
Legend of Zelda though. That's got some fucking. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
But anytime those fucking keys play, I'm like, oh fuck
hell
me,
yeah.
so good. That DLC is supposed to still come out,
Yeah,
right?
they said this holiday.
All right, we'll see.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited.
Cuphead, you played some Cuphead,
I
Ryan. It's
played
probably a
some
good time to
Cuphead.
talk about Cuphead.
Yeah, I haven't played much Cuphead. I just played the first few levels with my friend, and it's damn good.
Yeah, long, like hugely awaited sort of.
Yeah, I'm not like a huge like fan of like that style or even that like music like style.
Yeah,
The art style.
50s jazz age sort of thing. Yeah,
But like it works very well, and it's like it like gets you moving, and it like gets you like in. It really just like puts you in the world where you like feel like you're just watching a cartoon, like an old. Like a really old Looney Tunes.
Like it's really well, at least from that sort of music from the art style. It's very upbeat. It's very movie. It's very like club back in the day dance sort of swing. Yeah.
Yeah. Which like I love swing music. It's awesome.
We got Destiny 2. It's Destiny. Like it sounds good, but
I don't hear people talk about Destiny's music.
it's good.
Whenever I hear people talk about Destiny, they're like, "But it's good now."
The art in
It's so good
The
now,
art
though.
direction in Destiny is phenomenal. I will say that.
Check out that logo.
It
bro.
is fuck. Oh, well, that's true. Okay, well, but like seriously, Destiny is one of the prettiest games of the year. But
Persona 5 though.
Persona 5 is really good.
Persona 5 like. You can play what you will about Persona 5.
Yes,
I understand it, but that music is really good.
Did you finish it, motherfucker?
Not yet.
God
I'm
damn
sorry.
it. So have you not gotten to the boss fight of the main guy? Have you found out who the main guy is that you're going after?
I don't think so.
Motherfucker. Okay, never mind.
But like the music is so good. Like even though it's like the same like battle theme like all the time, it's so good that you don't care.
It's not Persona 4 levels, but it's really good. By the way, I have a PlayStation TV now. You can borrow that to play Persona 4 if you wanted to.
When did you get a PlayStation TV?
Like a few months ago while you were sick.
Damn it.
Well, yeah, we'll talk off camera.
Okay, cool.
That's a game I played Danganronpa 3. Well, no, we're good. So, runner up here is tough.
It is. Wait, what? Runner up.
Runner up again, Nier Automata.
Okay, so your pick is Nier Automata. Clearly, I have not played it yet.
Your pick is Nier Automata. I gotta tell you right now.
My pick, and I've also been like trying to like keep myself away from Nier Automata stuff.
We're reaching the precipice. Yesterday, if you're ingrained with video games Twitter as I am, it was fucking all-out war about a week ago because everyone was debating if it's good that it's horny or not. But anyways,
can't it be both?
Oh man, God, yes.
Look, man,
it's
my heart is telling me Zelda.
I wanted to, but also Persona is really good.
Persona is like this is a hard like. I'm gonna throw Mario Odyssey out as much as the soundtrack is like beautiful and like it brings. And like that theme song.
Yeah, it's really good.
Jump Up Superstar. It's so good. I think for nostalgia reasons, I'll kick it aside.
All right, so my pick is Persona 5 here.
I think I'm going to go Zelda.
Okay, that's fair.
Mostly just because the music in Zelda like really like puts you like in that like emotional state.
Definitely.
Of, like being a child and going on an adventure. like an imaginary adventure fighting orcs.
And
And
the best thing
demons
is like
and all
it's
that
so
stuff.
different from any of the other music in Zelda.
Yeah.
Like it's piano. It's a lot of piano. It's like you're just walking, and then a few keys come in,
And you're just-
then something
And
happens.
you start crying, you're like, oh my god.
It's really good. It's a
so
phenomenal
good.
soundtrack.
Like no matter who wins this, I'll be fine.
Yeah, this is fucking.
Except if fucking
There's probably another
if
game.
Destiny 2 wins, I think I would be upset.
You know what's another good soundtrack? Fucking yeah, I get Destiny 2 wins best soundtrack. Oh my god. Nine in the Woods also had a great soundtrack. I'll
It
just say
did,
it's
yeah.
fucking great soundtrack. Best debut indie game: Cuphead, developed by Studio MDHR. Golf Story, developed by Sidebar Games. Hollow Knight, developed by Team Cherry. Mr. Shifty, developed by Team Shifty. I don't know about that. Slime Rancher, developed by Monomi Park.
Yeah.
Ryan, you played some Golf Story.
I love the shit out of Golf Story.
I know a few people who want to put it on the Game of the Year list.
It's definitely on my. It's so good. Like I'm not like a sports person. I really don't like sporting games, but like there's something about those like cutesy old school like Nintendo ass Mario.
Yeah, did you
sports
like
games.
Mario Golf?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Mario Golf. It's so much fun, and this game is like simplified Mario Golf with its own like original story and like a very aware sense of humor of like this guy who wants to be the world's best golfer, but everyone's just a huge like shithead to him.
It's interesting because whenever I hear them talk about it, I'm like, well, what makes it so special? Like, and they talk about those key points, but it really nails those key points, and that's what makes it exceptional. Yeah, so we're talking about best debut. I would say Golf Story came out of nowhere. We saw it in a direct, and I'm like, that sounds fucking dope. And
it's the definition of a debut.
Yeah.
Like, it just came out, and then people just like, okay, like I only bought this like on a whim because I had like a $10 gift card that I wasn't using, and I was like, I was on the fence between that and Thumper, and I was like, I'll try Golf Story.
And Slime Rancher had a great early access, and people
I
and
love the
Rancher's
shit
great.
out of Golf.
Slime Rancher.
It's
finally
I almost said
1.0.
Golf.
Yeah, you did.
I almost said Golf Rancher. That'd be a game.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Is it actually in 1.0 now?
I have not looked into it
Because it was in early access like a fucking while ago.
Yeah, I bought it a while ago, and it was super charming. I was gonna wait for it to be like fully developed until I finished it. But yeah, that's a good ass game.
And Cuphead came out, took a long time, and I look at Cuphead and I don't understand how it's made sometimes because it's fucking incredible. Hollow Knight, I think Hollow Knight, as passionate as people are about that game, I think that game's gonna get buried this year.
I think so.
And it looks dope. I don't know much about it. I've only seen the look of it, and it looks fantastic.
I feel similar about Mr. Shifty. I've seen a lot of gameplay from it, but like I
didn't hear great things about Mr. Shifty.
Like, I don't know.
Because it was an early Switch game.
It wasn't an early Switch game, but it was on a PC too, I believe.
Yes.
And it looked cool. It looked interesting, but it felt very like... It felt very indie, but not in like an interesting way.
Yeah.
But like, okay, let's make a game.
It reminded me of Hotline Miami, but it wasn't as unique as Hotline Miami at the time. Best debut indie game. This is tough. My heart wants to give it to Golf Story.
I'm upset that Night in the Woods is
I think Night in the Woods should be there more than Mr. Shifty, personally.
Yeah, definitely.
My heart wants to say Golf Story.
Me too.
But I'm gonna say Cuphead.
I think Cuphead's gonna win.
I think Cuphead's gonna win it.
I'm gonna give my award to Golf Story though.
Okay.
Because it debuted so good, and I love the shit out of Cuphead. It's super dope. But Golf Story, personally, to me, does more. But I can say objectively, Cuphead's a better game. Obviously.
We have best performance.
I do not know much about the performances this year.
So we have Ashley Birch, of course. She's always on these lists, as Aloy in Horizon Zero Dawn. Brian Bloom as BJ Blazkowicz in Wolfenstein II, The New Colossus. Claudia Black as Chloe Fraser in Uncharted The Lost Legacy. Laura Bailey as Nadine Ross in Uncharted The Lost Legacy. Maylene Jurgensen as Senua in Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. So...
I don't know any of these.
So Ashley Birch, we have some of the usual. We have the usual suspects here.
Half of it is Uncharted stuff, which I don't touch.
Yeah, Ashley Birch is usual suspect. I mean, and I don't mean that to be like again diminutive.
She's dope.
She's great. I'm just saying I'm just saying these are familiar faces. We have Laura Bailey again, usual as Nadine Ross, and Claudia Black. I guess she was never nominated. I don't know if she won anything for Uncharted 2 when she did that, but I think this one is kind of an easy one. It's gonna be Melina Jurgens from Senua. Just from what the conversations I've heard about, I haven't played Hellblade, but every time anyone talks about that game, they talk about how fucking good the performance is, and it is motion captured. And the actress, like a lot of her is in that game. I've heard. I think it's gonna be her that's gonna win it. Just because from what the conversations I've heard, I think Brian Bloom in Wolfenstein: The New Colossus, it's partly the writing and him, but man, they turned BJ Blazkowicz into like probably one of the best characters like in games somehow in this game. Like it is fucking phenomenal the work that they did with that character, and it's certainly part to Brian Bloom's performance. Ashley Birch is an Alloy. I haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn very much. Like I said, I like Chloe, and Laura Bailey's Nadine Ross. You know, she nominated for because this is the same character from Uncharted 4, Nadine Ross.
Was she nominated last year for Uncharted 4?
I don't know.
Uncharted 4 didn't win much last year, did it?
No, not that I know. No, I don't think so.
Is that a good thing?
I don't know. All I'll tell you is that when Giant Bomb's Game of the Year podcast, when they all took a second and was like, wait a minute, does anyone really care about Uncharted 4? If we take out Uncharted 4, we can have Thumper, Stardew Valley, and Hyper Light Drifter on here. I'll just take off Uncharted 4. That was great. So
I appreciate that move a lot, to be honest with you. Which, by the way, like side note, because you brought up Stardew Valley, I'm loving the resurgence of Stardew Valley now that it came out on the Switch. It's been making me really want to play it.
But it's just like you don't want to spend the money.
I put too much time. Yeah, like I'm very close to like 100%ing that game on my main file. But it's like that difficulty of like I can't go back. I don't know what I was doing.
Okay,
so
well,
who do you think it's gonna go to?
I said Melina Jurgensen. I think.
Okay.
And also that's my name. That's weird in her name, Melina.
Jurgensen. Yeah, I just like
kind of
yeah.
So yeah, I think that's gonna go for it. Shout out to Brian Bloom as BJ Blazkowicz. Best art direction: Cuphead, MDHR. Destiny 2 by Bungie. Dude, that game looks really good. Like, there are so many... Oh, okay. Moving on. So, Horizon Zero Dawn, Guerrilla Games. Persona 5, Atlas. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild by Nintendo.
This is another difficult one, I think.
I think so. But I think for awards, who's going to win it? I think it's obvious. It's Cuphead. I think Cuphead's going to win.
That's what I'm thinking.
But shout out to Persona 5. Shout out to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Hell yeah. It looks fucking beautiful. Listen, Destiny 2, look, the little vistas in that game look fucking gorgeous. They look so cool.
And Horizon Zero Dawn looks alright.
Yeah, it looks alright too.
I think it looks like... I guess it all depends on like if you're playing it like in 4K, I guess.
Sure.
Like maybe people are just really dope
60 frames per second Destiny. I don't know, man. It looks pretty good. Actually, it looks weird, doesn't it? It looks un-Destiny-like.
Yeah.
If I was to stack rank these, I would go Cuphead... Breath of the Wild, Persona, Destiny 2, Horizon. But I think Cuphead wins it.
Yeah, I think
it's weird
that would have to win it. Yeah,
I think so.
Because nothing else, like as like unique as like Breath of the Wild is,
and Persona looks how good it is.
Persona like perfectly did like that.
If there was the best UI, Persona 5 would fucking murder it.
Yeah. Maybe the only one's nominated.
Yeah. But Cuphead, you just like you can't deny it. I feel.
Yeah, I feel that way too. Which is a shame because like I would love to give more awards to Zelda and Persona.
Yeah. Zelda looks
Anyways,
really good.
Best audio design.
Destiny 2, developed by Bungie. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, developed by Ninja Theory. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, developed by Capcom. Super Mario Odyssey, developed by Nintendo. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, developed by Nintendo. I think this is Hellblade again.
Really?
Yes, Hellblade again.
Again, I don't know much about that game.
I'm just going from the conversations, and sound is a massive thing in that game.
Okay.
Like, huge in that game. Because, again, it's sort of a... like there's sort of like these voices and how she gets around the world and what she can trust and not. It plays with the audio of the game. And, again, I've only heard great things about that. Destiny 2. Let me tell you about the guns in Destiny 2, though. They sound very good. They do, though. Resident Evil 7. I don't know about that.
There's a lot of like goopy sounds.
Welcome to the family, son.
There's a lot of goopy sounds.
There were a lot of goopy sounds.
A lot of like floorboard squeaking.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of like you put in a VHS and a tape player and it going like.
That one song when you
come together.
Yeah, that's the one.
I don't know. Mario Odyssey has some good audio design, I feel.
Breath of the Wild,
Yeah.
It's got good music. It doesn't...
Its audio design is the music, though.
I guess so. But we're distinctly drawing a line here. And I
understand that, yeah.
I don't think it's that.
Because it doesn't have, like... Because, like, when it has, like, cues, the cues are, like, a song starts
That's true.
playing.
That's true. It's just like a piano key or something. It's
yeah.
True. But yeah, I think it's Hellblade here.
I'm gonna go with Morrow.
All right. Next category.
I've really stepped away from Hellblade.
This next category. Presented by Hydrobot.
Not the Hydrobot. He's not here this year.
No, he's been banned.
He's been banned.
Games for Impact. This was Games for Change last year, and all the thing. This category is so bullshit. What does that mean?
Games for Impact. What's putting an impact on your life?
It's really just a category for games with progressive politics. That's all it is.
Okay, good.
And that's fine, but like,
say it.
They're trying to. They can't find a good word for it because they can't say progressive politics because then they'll get shit on by everyone. We got Bury Me My Love, developed by The Pixel Hunt.
That title sounds so depressing.
So, from what I read about it, I was thinking about asking Code for a review. So, it is what you play is, I'm pretty sure, and sorry if I get this wrong, I want to say you play as a Syrian refugee. It might be from a different country, and I may be getting that completely wrong. But you do play as a Syrian refugee, and you are talking to. I'm going to check the synopsis. So I will say, here's what I think it is about, from what I've heard and what I got from press releases. It's like a cell phone design game, sort of like another Lost Phone.
Okay, I'll go on while you search that.
Okay.
Hellblade, Serena's Sacrifice, developed by Ninja Theory. Life is Strange, Before the Storm, developed by Deck 9. Okay. Night in the Woods, developed by Infinity Fall. Please Knock on My Door, developed by LeVar Games AB. And What Remains of Edith Finch, developed by Giant Sparrow. Again, I don't know anything about Hellblade. Life is Strange. Is it really? I feel like Before the Storm, like it did all of its impacting with the first episode or two.
And also, Games for Impact.
It's dope for that audience.
Yeah, and also this is a scab game.
Yeah,
like this is a game made by like
Square Enix.
Square Enix, yeah, with people with Ashley Birch, who is normally the voice of Chloe, but since she was protesting, she couldn't do it. So they hired someone else. So I don't know.
Night in the Woods.
So yes, you do.
That game had a huge impact on me.
Yeah, Games for Impact.
Games for Impact.
You know, so again, this category. I mean, we talk about touches on depression, touches on what does it mean to work in what it's to be in a city that's sort of been forgotten by the rest of the country.
Kind of like coming of age story.
Economics, class.
Yeah.
Coming of age, obviously. There's a lot of stuff that it touches, and it's very. It is presented in a way that is
sexuality
touching, sexuality as well.
Yeah.
That is touching and very speaks to sort of our generation, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. The writing is done very. It seems like tweets almost sometimes. Like I think we mentioned that. I don't know. Again, this category is weird.
This is weird. I think if I had to choose one, I would definitely go with Night in the Woods.
Yeah. So yeah, Bury Me, My Love is about a Syrian refugee. So you are contacting a family member, or again, I'm just reading this as we go. You're reading someone that they're trying to immigrate, and you are getting texts and messages and photos from that person as they make their way out. This reminds me of the game called Borders, which was a small indie game. It might be expanding, which is a game about immigrating from Mexico to the United States and all that goes with that. And I think it's a great topic as well. But for me, I never played it because at the time I was like, I don't really want to play another one of these phone games when I played another Lost Phone. But I've heard only good things, and it also got buried. I think it came out. I think it came out when Mario came out.
Oh, well, shit.
Yeah, because I remember seeing press releases and seeing people who did PR for it. I was like, hey, I know Mario's coming out. But
that's what I felt really bad about Hat in Time. It came out like 2 weeks before Mario. So it was like, well, I'm spending all my money on Mario. I can't play that. And then also Yooka-Laylee is supposed to come out on the Switch this year still.
We'll see how that runs.
Let's see how that runs, and also if it comes out, and also why...
If anyone cares.
If anyone cares after playing Mario.
That game came out and just kind of... Yeah.
Which is a shame. I still plan on picking it up, though.
Okay.
Just because I feel like I'm obliged to, I guess. I don't know.
Next category.
What do you think is going to win, George?
Oh, right.
Games for Impact. What game has the most impact from you from reading their press releases?
What remains if you defend... What impact? I don't know what that means. I'm going to say Night in the Woods.
Okay. Do you think it's going to win, though?
I think Night in the Woods is going to win something here. I think it's going to be Games for Impact. And I think Scott and everyone who works on the game, like knowing the people who worked on that game, they don't give a fuck. What does that even mean? They're totally the kind of people. What does that even fucking mean, dude? I think
I would like them to win something this.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I feel like that's the best.
I'm glad that they're on here.
Actually, this next one. Maybe.
Best indie game?
Yeah.
Best independent game. Cuphead, developed by Studio MDHR. Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, developed by Ninja Theory. Nine to Woods, developed by Infinite Fall. Pyre, developed by Supergiant Games. What Remains of Edith Finch, developed by Giant Sparrow.
Cuphead can't win everything,
No,
can
it
it?
can't. It can't.
It can't.
This is one of the ones where, like, when you're in the Oscars and you're like, this movie's nominated for everything, but listen, we can't give you everything, so...
No matter how much you deserve it.
I think Hellblade has a good chance of winning it just because it's such a big game and it's still an independent game. But Night in the Woods could also have a good chance of winning this, I think.
I think so, too.
I don't think... I'd be crazy if Cuphead wins this one again. It's possible, but I think
it is possible.
It's going to get its props elsewhere. And also, like, I think Microsoft has some funding in it, so...
Yeah, I feel like Microsoft had a big part of that.
I think so. I think it's exclusive.
Especially since, like, how long it took them to develop it.
Because they
like,
paid
they
for that other part of that game.
Yeah.
So... I think Hellblade or Night in the Woods here. It's crazy that Supergiant had a game this year and Pyre was only nominated once. I haven't even played it yet.
Best role-playing game.
Divinity Original Sin 2, developed by Larian Studios. Final Fantasy 15, developed by Square Enix. Final Fantasy 15 came out this tail end of last year, so
yeah, it was not nominated for anything.
Yeah. Let me see here. Nier Automata, developed by Platinum Games. Persona 5, developed by Atlas, and South Park: The Fractured Butthole by Ubisoft San Francisco. How fucking dare you put Nier Automata next to fucking South? How dare you put South Park and Nier in the same fucking conversation of competition, sir? So this is hard. Divinity Original Sin is like GOTY material from people I've heard about. Like it's gotten 10 out of 10s across the board. But Nier Automata, listen, folks, Nier has to win something.
And it has to be
this.
It's not going to win Game of the Year, I'll tell you
It's not going to win Game of the Year, spoilers. I want Nier Automata to win.
I could see that. I could also see Persona 5 winning. Just because the people who haven't played Persona are really into that game. I know you bitch about how much that game's a piece of shit. I
like it. It's good. It's probably top 5.
Okay. The top 5 Persona games. It's in the top 5, all right?
Top 5 games of the year. Let's see.
People were really digging Final Fantasy 15 until it got halfway through.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
That game's still going as well.
It is still going. Good for it.
Oh, boy.
I mean, I feel like I think Nier will win.
Nier has to win something, especially after the fucking outcry, quote unquote. It's just people adding Jeff Keighley. Like, what the hell, man?
The word for game most added at me tonight goes to Nier Automata, you fucking nerds that win nothing.
God. I wouldn't be surprised if Nier
Platinum home. I don't want them at my awards now.
Nier has to win something. It has to be.
He'll probably win this, if not Persona.
And again, I understand that Divinity Original Sin is very good. I've only heard like fucking incredible things about that game, but I'm putting in one here that I didn't put. I'm putting Trending Gamer, which is the worst title for an award.
Who's Trending Gamer this?
Okay, so
who won Trending Gamer last year? Was it Boogie?
Yeah, I think so.
That's stupid.
It should have been Danny. Come on, I met Danny O'Dwyer. He's a wonderful person.
I don't like Boogie. I never found him.
Me either. Should have been Danny O'Dwyer. God damn it.
All right, so who's our hashtag Trending Gamers this year?
So I forget his name, and I'm gonna look it up real quick. But we also have Dr. Disrespect. Do you know what that is?
Nope.
It doesn't sound great from that.
It doesn't sound like a band for change.
We have let's see, from Cloud9 Shroud. I assume he's Cloud9's esport. It's
an esports team.
Yeah. We have Half Coordinated. Shout out to Half Coordinated. Actually, Half Coordinated. So he's a speedrunner. He speedrun Nier Automata, and he only has one arm. So he's disabled. Yeah, that was he opened games then quick with Nier Automata, the A playthrough. I forget what his record was, but it was great. And Andrea Renee, What's Good Games, freelance, hardest working woman in the business, as everyone knows her. And I can't find his name, but he's a representative for Able Gamers. So it's an organization that tries to speak to companies about making video games more accessible.
Seems like they're going for more like unique individuals in the industries instead of just like. I think
giving it. I don't know about Buggy. That's all I'll say. Greg Miller. I love Greg Miller. I think I've loved Greg Miller since ever. He's inspired me to do anything. I'm gonna get to Andrea Renee because Andrea Renee is the hardest working woman in the business, and she's fantastic, and she's super cool and nice. I like Andrea Renee. But also, shout out to Able Gamers, making like.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good winner.
I think yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to like make like we want to like put people who like in this industry who make it better, and people who have communities who like we want to up. I think that would be a good choice. But yeah, I think. I think a lot of these are great choices. Again, I don't know about Dr. Disrespect. Wasn't he the one who did a call out to that World of Tanks thing? I don't know. Never mind.
Let's get to the games of the year 2017, not our games of the year.
All right. Horizon Zero Dawn.
Games of the year.
Developed by Guerrilla Games. Persona 5, developed by Atlas, specifically P Studio. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, developed by PUBG Corporation. Super Mario Odyssey, developed by Nintendo. Probably EAD 1. No, 3, right?
It's all EAD now.
Oh, is it just one?
It's just one now.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
never mind.
It's been that way for the past 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, developed by Nintendo EAD.
So
Nier Automata should be on this list.
Okay.
Nier Automata
It at least should be on the list. I admit that.
I haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn. I can tell you Nier Automata is a better video game than Horizon Zero Dawn.
I have played all but Horizon Zero Dawn on this
I think
list.
PUBG should absolutely... a lot of people I see wanting to take PUBG off this list for Nier Automata. Listen, I haven't played PUBG, but there's no way you cannot remove PUBG from the conversation of video games in 2017. Like,
I definitely understand that, but like from another perspective...
It's broken and it's not...
It's broken, it's not finished, and it spent most of its time this year in early access.
It's true. And then people hacked it, and there was the weird thing with like hackers.
And like I understand, like it's definitely like if you think of 2017 in gaming,
one of the games.
It's like a big part of it, but like
Games for Impact.
it impacted our perception of the year. I don't think it'll win.
No, I don't think it'll win either.
No.
We have two big ass Nintendo games here, though.
So okay, first off, what do you think will not win on this list?
I don't think PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds will win.
We already took that off the list.
I don't think Horizon Zero Dawn will win.
You don't think? Do you think Persona 5 has a shot?
In a different year.
In a different year? So which Nintendo game do you think is going to win?
You tell me, Ryan. Like, this is the game of the year question for everything. Like, we have you have Mario and Zelda. Which one's the winner, motherfucker?
I don't know! They're really good. They're like the best of like both of those series, which are two of my fucking favorite series.
This is like the most...
I don't know, man!
This is the most ridiculous fucking question.
Do you like Mario or Zelda?
Which is the winner?
You've played Zelda.
I don't love Zelda, though. We know
you
this.
You don't love Zelda.
Like me...
But you're not a huge Mario fan, are you?
I like Mario.
But
I've only played 3D World, and I love 3D World. 3D World's my literal world. And Super Mario Brothers U. That's a good game. Someone called it the best Mario game of all time, according to that Polygon list by Jeremy Parrish. Shout out to Jeremy Parrish. My game of the year is Persona 5 from this list.
From this list, okay.
It would be Nier, obviously.
It would be Nier. And I've known your game of the year since fucking February. Jesus. I honestly have, like, this is the hard, like,
I think Breath of the Wild will win it. I feel like Breath of the Wild. Just because Zelda...
has that name to it.
Zelda has that aura and that, like, that grandness to it.
But then again, Mario also has, like, it's Mario. Of course it would win. It's Mario.
What won Game of the Year at the Game Awards? Mario. Mario's still hot, apparently.
It's still hot, 2017.
I think it's Zelda.
It's difficult.
It'd be crazy if PUBG won. I don't.
Like,
I can see a world.
I think people would be upset if PUBG
I can
won.
see a world where that happens. I think it'd be fucked.
I can see the fucking Steam Awards it winning.
Yeah. I think, like, so it's weird because you can vote.
The original Battlefront 2 was a shot of winning Game of the Year on the Steam Awards.
That's true. Well, the Steam Awards are joke. They're garbage.
Yeah, I know, but like it's still funny.
Most fraggable game or whatever the fuck. Like you can quote unquote
best
vote for these games, but you can't really. Like it's judged by a jury or whatever.
Yeah,
a panel.
A panel.
I don't think
Hydrobots on that panel. Hell yeah.
I don't think that panel would be like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. I think there are people in there, but I think there's also people in there like, listen, this game is not out yet while we're doing these awards right now. Mm-hmm. It is broken. It is hackable. I understand that how big of an impact it is, but I don't think it is the game of the year. And I can see conversation.
I don't get why Nier isn't at least on this list because there's plenty. I think it's like
5.
6.
I think that's the.
There's plenty of 6. I saw a 6 in here before. I saw 1.6 in here before.
Nier is the game of the year. No, it's not.
Score and Music has 6 in it.
So fucking good.
Games for Impact has 6.
Hmm.
And like
Train Gamer has 5.
And like there's a lot. There's so many games that came out this year.
Yakuza 0 game of the year.
Fuck.
I
guess Zelda.
Yeah, I think it's Zelda. Yeah, I guess how defeated we walked out of that one.
I guess
I don't
Zelda.
fucking know, man.
Like I love the death out of Zelda, and I love the death out of Mario. But like it's a hard decision. It's like picking which one of my kids I want to go to a private school, and which one I want to have killed.
Listen, those dungeons in Zelda weren't great.
Tomato, my man.
Except the one with the Goron zone was pretty good. Well, with that, that's the only
So
news we have.
I feel like your decision is like Mario, a game you haven't played.
I know, right? Like I haven't played Mario, so this is a fucking.
I think you'd like Mario.
How bananas would it be a Persona 1 though? That'd be crazy.
I would not be upset.
I wouldn't be upset.
I get it.
That'd be fucking.
I like that game a lot.
That'd be insane.
It would be funny.
I think it's even crazy that Persona has made it to the Game of the Year conversation. Shout out to Atlas, I guess.
Because it came out. When did it come out in Japan?
2016.
Oh, I thought it was earlier.
Well, when I say I mean, I'm just surprised that the Shin Megami Tensei spin-off series has made it to Game of the Year. One of the most important.
Where the fuck is Tokyo Mirage Sessions in this conversation,
That is
man?
true. That's true.
Why isn't that on fucking Switch?
I don't know, man.
I think that'd sell well on Switch.
I think so too.
Damn.
Well, with that, we will be right back and we will talk about the games that we played while we were away and what we're looking forward to in December. There's not a lot. Spoilers. Fuck. Be right back. We are back with the games that we played while we were gone here.
Unfortunately.
Games that came out and we played them.
Talk about a game that was announced and came out within our break.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing Pocket Camp.
It's finally here, Animal Crossing, on your phone. And, Ryan, you're gonna have to hit, because I'm gonna tell you what, I haven't played Animal Crossing. I mean, I'm playing this one. It certainly looks adorable. I'll tell you that much. It looks great.
Animal Crossing is always
also
adorable.
It's crazy to see an Animal Crossing game with good graphics. That too. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, it's sort of like Animal Crossing. It's a lot closer to Animal Crossing than a lot of people may have thought. You're still catching bugs. You're still out there decorating a little space you have there.
Except now it's instead of like a house, it's like a campground and an RV.
Yes, exactly. So Ryan, what did you think of Animal Crossing Pocket Camp?
I find like the development of this game very fascinating, just because
It's made in Unity.
It's made in Unity, yeah. And also, like, they announced this so long ago, and they've gone through a lot of stuff. Like, originally, Happy Home Designers was, like, the main concept for this game. But then they decided to, like, go something else because they thought that was too boring.
That wasn't a great game.
It wasn't great. I gave it to my friend. I don't think she ever played it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this is, like... I don't like the people complaining, like, oh, why can't it just be normal Animal Crossing? Because, like, then they would never sell another Animal Crossing ever again. Yeah. Ever.
Yeah.
And also that would be too perfect, and that cannot be sold for free.
That's absolutely.
I think this is like the perfect like scenario for like
an Animal Crossing
game on mobile, yeah.
You're at a little campsite there.
You have a little campsite thing. You have to do things for your villagers. You kind of like unlock villagers by leveling up, which is kind of interesting. Instead of like having your own like set of like unique villagers, like you just kind of like get this. Everyone gets the same like rotation of them. It seems, which I like the idea of like everyone's camp. I like the idea of like going to a camp and it's like, oh, I've never seen this animal before. That's awesome that they have them there, because that's like the appeal of going to someone else's town. It's like, oh my god, this cool cat here, he has a baseball hat on. That's awesome. I wish I could have him in my town or my camp. But instead, it's everyone has like the same campers.
What's the name of that fucking dog?
What dog?
The Goldie.
Goldie.
Of course, Goldie's a fucking intro animal.
Yeah,
he sucks.
He's a default. I love Goldie. He's a great animal. But this game is kind of like, oh, it's Goldie.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
Goldie. Everyone knows Goldie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what to say. Like, it's free, so like if you're in Animal Crossing, check it out.
Yeah, my experience as someone who's never played Animal Crossing, I think it's really cute. it's certainly a time killer, and it makes sense for mobile because you're like, well, I'll check on this later. Like I don't have to wait for a thing.
Yeah.
The timers make sense only because like, well,
And
Animal
also,
Crossing
like,
was always a thing.
yeah,
you put
Animal
away.
Crossing always did.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing always did that too. Like, oh, hey, this building's gonna be done tomorrow, so come back tomorrow, or this works project's gonna be done tomorrow. So it's like, okay, that makes sense on mobile, but now you can speed it up with your fucking Leaf tickets, which I've never done. Cause
I have like a shit ton, and I don't know what to do with them.
I bought more slots for crafting,
And
and I'm saving them for like, because I feel like Nintendo on mobile is weird, but they've kept a lot of support for Fire Emblem Heroes.
yes.
And I'm hoping they move that to this. And
Well, Fire Emblem Heroes is very profitable.
it is very profitable, and I think this also.
I know people who are selling nudes for fucking Fire Emblem Hero orbs.
I'm going to need their numbers. But I feel like this will also be very profitable for them. Probably not as much as Fire Emblem Heroes.
Definitely not.
Just because that's a gacha game.
Yeah.
But I think this definitely has some potential to be
Yeah.
like better than Miitomo levels of profitable.
Definitely, for sure. I'm interested to see how long people stick around. Let's see what the progression is.
Animal Crossing is something that like people like whenever a new Animal Crossing game comes out, I play that like for the whole year plus.
Yeah, but do you think there's enough content and like the
If they do seasonal stuff
right, that's a good point.
And I don't know how they're gonna do that, if at all.
Right, because Christmas is coming around.
Christmas is coming out, and Christmas and Animal Crossing is a great ass fucking combination. That's why I fucking wanted an Animal Crossing game on Switch this year, but no.
Yeah. Well, on this list we got a lot of Nintendo stuff. So Ryan, tell me about a game that I'm specifically extremely interested in.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem Warriors.
Wow, Fire Emblem Warriors.
Not to be confused. Man, everyone's confused. Fire Emblem Heroes and Warriors is very easy to confuse.
From what I understood, they did not know each other were making that game,
Oh.
those games until the direct.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, we have the exact same concept, don't we? Except two different ways of doing about it. But yeah, Fire Emblem Warriors. Hyrule Warriors was a surprise hit for me back in 2014.
14, yeah.
14, yeah. It took Zelda in a very interesting way, and IJ Aonuma like really enjoyed what
Koei Tecmo.
Team Ninja.
Yeah, Team Ninja and W Force.
Yeah, and he really enjoyed what they did with the game, and that inspired a lot of Breath of the Wild, which is awesome. And when looking at like other things that they could do with it, like they obviously did Hyrule Warriors Legends, which ran on the 3DS, and which is the most unappealing thing ever.
Yeah.
Because, like, what are you doing?
That game didn't even run great on Wii U, to be completely honest with you.
True. I remember when we tried to do the co-op, and it did not work. And the idea of like, okay, what do we do next? Now that we have this partnership and people like this game, what do we do next that's just not a port of Legends on the Switch? And Fire Emblem makes the most sense because
there's a shit ton of characters.
There's a shit ton of characters. It's about fucking war. And the idea of like Fire Emblem is it's this turn-based stuff, but instead you're just taking everything else and just taking the turn-based combat into like Dynasty Warriors combat.
Right, the triangle's still
there. You still like have like a grid map that you move units on. It's basically Fire Emblem, but it fucking sucks, man.
Oh, really?
This game is terrible.
Really?
I hate it.
I've heard great things about it.
I returned it in a week.
Wow.
I did not like it. Not at all. No. My issues with it is, so Fire Emblem, the games I've played, like the story is a big part of like.
Oh, yep.
And man, the story in this game is bad.
Yeah.
Like even like Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
Hyrule Warriors like is acceptable. Like the Hyrule Warriors story is just so acceptable, and like you get it. But Fire Emblem Warriors is so like laughably bad. You run into characters and like these maps. It's like the characters, and it's like okay, you meet fucking Hinoka, and it's like she's like, "You and my sister, I'm gonna fucking kill you." Instead of like talking, and you fight her, and it's like okay, oh, I should have listened to you. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be part of your army now. It's like, okay. And then run into another character. It's the same scenario every time.
Fire Emblem Heroes doesn't have a great story either.
But that's a mobile game.
True. That's
so,
true.
like, it wasn't going to.
That's
but
true.
this was a big studio making this.
Sure, but also, Dynasty Warrior stories are garbage.
I know, but, like, they at least can't have the same plot point for every fight within the first, like,
I'm still
3 hours of the game.
I'll say I'm still very interested in playing this game.
I understand that, but it's also like the grid combat. I felt like my characters, when it's like, hey, go to this grid and fight this thing, they wouldn't do it. Like, they wouldn't do what I would tell them to do, like, the right way. And also, the whole, like, managing of your units and, like, the level up systems, it's convoluted, and there's so much to it, and it doesn't really explain it to you. It's just a mess of, like, I could have been playing... It came out a week before Super Mario Odyssey.
It did.
And it's like...
Was it really a week? I thought it was a little bit more.
It was a full week.
Huh.
And it was like...
Maybe should have planned that a little better.
Yeah, and it's like... I could be playing that instead. Because, like, the reason why I returned to Jurge is... I played it for the first 3 days, and I really wasn't feeling it. I hated the story. The combat, like, it looked fine, but it didn't do much for me. And also another thing is... In Hyrule... You played Hyrule Warriors.
Yes, I did.
It had, like, the villains of it. It had, like, the Sia. It had the Volga guy. It had the Dark Wizard guy. Mm-hmm. In this game, it was just like, oh, it's a big villain guy. Like, none of the other guys were... There was no, like, ultimate force. It was just, like, you building your army for the first half of it. And that kind of, like, defeats... It makes this army you're fighting feel like you're just slaughtering people over a misunderstanding. And, like, I get that that's what war is like. But, like, it's not satisfying. And I was playing this game that I'm not satisfied with, and it's like, I'm going to be playing Mario next week, a game that I know for a fact I'm going to love.
That's interesting.
So why would I not just return this and get $40 of my 60 back? So that's what I did.
That's interesting. Yeah,
that game sucks.
All right. From my main person that I read my Dynasty Wars reviews from, I love her writing. She said it was pretty good, so that's interesting. I'm still interested in playing when I get a Switch, if I get a Switch. I'm going to give you a break, Ryan. I'm actually going to talk about one of my games on this list. You've been working your ass off here talking about video games.
Go for it.
I'm going to talk about Wolfenstein II, the new Colossus.
Oh, yeah, the game that is apparently Game of the Year worthy.
Yes, oh, absolutely. Top 10 Game of the Year. So, yeah, we sequel to Wolfenstein the New Order, which sort of kept some of the lore from other Wolfenstein games, specifically the Wolfenstein reboot of 2009. So Wolfenstein the New Order.
It was 2009, really?
Well, yeah, Wolfenstein, not Wolfenstein the New Order. Not this new series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the new series was 2014.
Okay.
That came out on PS3, PS4, and Xbox 360, Xbox One. All right, so to recap my feelings, I don't think I've ever said my feelings on Wolfenstein the New Order. I thought it was fine. When I look back on it now, I think about, like, that game had some really great written, like, story moments. It really understood what it meant to, like, be, like, it wasn't a hopeful game. Like it was like, we lost, like, and we don't even know if what we're doing is meaningful.
So life.
Yeah, it has really good, subtle, quiet moments where a scene just plays out and it's really good. Probably has some of the best sex scenes in the game. It does some weird things about. I don't know if it does well by the Jewish faith and the sort of stereotypes of Jewish, like, Judaism, but it's not awful. But also, like, it had a lot of interesting things.
It's a very passable game.
The one thing you could say about Wolfenstein is that it had a lot of interesting ideas, and you could tell they knew how to tell a good story. It had some of the best cutscenes. It still does, like, directed in, like, not in the engine cutscenes, like, made outside the engine, but that allowed them to do some really interesting camera work and editing techniques. Like, it looks like a movie, like it's shot like a movie. So going into the new Colossus,
were the sex scenes even better?
There are no sex scenes in this one. Oh, actually, there's one, but it's a goof.
You've lost my interest.
So this was revealed at the Bethesda thing, and I think everyone lost their shit, probably except for Ryan.
I was like, oh.
Yeah. I think it won the show for
I was
Bethesda.
still interested in Doom for the Switch, but that was weird.
But yeah, they showed that, and I think it's been weird because Wolfenstein the New Order came out it might as well came out a decade ago. It came out at a time before Gamergate. It came out at a time before Donald Trump announced his presidency. It happened before people like Richard Spencer came to power. It came out before we had Nazis fucking going through the streets of Charlottesville and striking fear in people. It happened before all of this, and the game was written before all of that.
So does it tackle those issues well?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Because again, most of the story, like the developer said,
because it's about
we wrote this.
Nazis.
We wrote this way before that. Like we wrote it way before. But
Nazis were cool back then.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The idea of fighting Nazis was so tired and boring.
But now everyone's like, yes, I want to kill them all.
Exactly, and that's why Wolfenstein I think got so much attention. Maybe it didn't translate to sales because if you saw the MPD, it didn't. Bethesda.
You think people were just like, I don't want to do like Nazis are too real now.
I don't know why. I don't know. I'm interested to see what Bethesda's financial earnings going to be like.
I mean, they released a lot of stuff, so it could be either or.
I don't know, man. Prey didn't do great. Wolfenstein didn't do great.
But everyone bought a Switch for Doom.
Yeah, that's true. The Skyrim ports will pay them off. Don't worry about it. Everyone will be good.
Skyrim ports always pay them off.
But so here we are, Wolfenstein. We are in 2017, right? Well, here in the now as players. And so is that game a little bit influenced by that? A little bit. It's in the.
You think they had enough time to like change stuff just enough to like work with this new narrative that is.
Let's just say there is you find a news clipping that says meet the dapper Nazi gentleman who is changing the face. There is a moment where you talking to some Nazis like, I don't understand, why can you just cause violence against someone you disagree with? What the fuck, man? There are moments in this game that have that.
Thanksgiving, am I right?
There are moments.
Talking to our relatives.
But most of the game really does feel like it's written outside of that.
Okay.
And it decides to focus on what does it mean to be raised by a hateful person. It talks about, like, is it far-fetched? Okay, like the first Wolfenstein seemed a little bit more far-fetched. Why do the Nazis have fucking crazy technology? Mm-hmm. Well, the Jews had it. That's a fucking thing. It's a weird thing. The Jews had ancient alien technology that they were studying, and I don't know. It was a thing.
So that's why World War II happened in that universe?
It's a thing.
Oh,
that's how they got the technology. The Nazis took the technology. And again, it's a good narrative fit, right? The Nazis stole technology from the most like dedicated and like the most knowledgeable people in Judaism. Stole their secrets that were passed down.
Woody Allen.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. But Wolfenstein 2, I forget where my point was, but it does feel like it's written outside of that. And the things that it decides to focus, like, I remember, like, it also focuses on, like, isn't it the Nazis taking over America? How far-fetched? Well, they started in the South. Why would white America give a shit? They're not black.
Yeah.
Why would they fight back?
Yeah.
They're complicit. They'd be fine. And that's exactly what the game is. Like, it's just like, motherfucker, we were, like, there's a moment in Wolfenstein, the original, which was so fucking good. And it was one of those moments in that first game where you're like, this game is on something. He's talking to this character who we later find out to be Jimi Hendrix. BJ Blazkowicz, and he's a great character. And BJ's talking about how great it was before the Nazis, you know, like how back in the 40s and like life was good, you know. And then this character who is black because he is Jimi Hendrix says, "Motherfucker, no, it was not good. Not for me. For you, maybe. You are fine, but not for me." And it's this really good scene about how things were not great. I was like, okay, this game it gets it. It's smart. And it keeps expanding on that. And it does some really great stuff with allowing the character to empathize with BJ and how he's just tired about being this, having to be The Rock, having to be fucking BJ Blazkowicz, the guy with the fucking guns, who's whatever. And he has, because in most of this game, he is dying. And it does really interesting things with game mechanics. Like, you only have half health for that game. You have 50%, which makes it fucking impossible. That's another thing. Playing this game is not the best, but the story is really fucking good for a lot of the things I'm talking about. The things that they do with his family are really fucking good. And his inner monologues, like, I think that's why he was probably nominated for Best Voice Actor, because, you know, video game characters, they always talk to themselves, especially first person, like, I'm gonna go to the thing and I'm gonna fucking kick his ass, whatever the hell. But in this game, since we have a BJ who's dying,
should I kick his ass?
Since we have a BJ who is dying, and he's sort of at the end of his rope. In the beginning of the game, this isn't a spoiler. We see a major character from the first game die in the first like 5 minutes. And you know, we Frau Engel, who's this crazy like Nazi Third Reich lady. She's in the promotional material and all of it, and she chops her head off, and she like does this whole. She does a whole bit. She does a whole bit that seems cartoonish, but when you speak to people who like were in concentration camps and like historians, like, let me tell you about the shit that's in this game. People did way worse in reality. I forgot what my point was.
It's a good game.
Yeah, it's a good game. I was driving to a point. I don't remember what it was. But anyways, yes. The game doesn't really touch on what it means to be in 2017, but it doesn't have to. It does. The subject matter it decides to tackle in this game
is good enough.
It's fucking fantastic, and it has great character building moments. Oh, right, that's what I was saying. I was saying like about the first person character, right? Because that moment is when also BJ is about to die. Like he's recovering from the end of the first game still, where we think he died, but not really. And so he's got 50% health, and the whole time he's just like sort of talking to himself, talking to like the friend that died. He's all like, "I'm gonna need your wings" or whatever. Like it sounds really silly, but in the game it works well, and also it works well because in his head he's talking about like, "I don't know if I'm gonna make it," and blah 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 blah. But when he's talking to everyone else, he just folds, right? Like he has this big thing like I can't talk to like he falls in love with a woman named Anya who takes care of him in the beginning of the game and is impregnated with his children, and they're gonna get he proposes. Yeah, there's a whole thing. And like he's gonna die. Like I'm not gonna see my kids go down. He keeps talking about that stuff, and it's really dreary and kind of melodramatic. Like you said, like he refers to his friend as an angel and how he needs to borrow her wings. And then like when she confronts him, like, "Why aren't you talking to me?" And he's just like, I can't. I'm sorry. He doesn't have these melodramatic moments. He just fucking folds. Like, I'm gonna die, and I love you, and I want to see your kids, and I'm fucking sorry, but I can't deal with you. I can't talk to you. It's too fucking much. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go kill a fuck ton of more Nazis, because that's the only thing that doesn't make me fucking feel anything. Bye. And those moments are so good. And then you kill those Nazis, and it's too hard, and it doesn't feel great. It feels like a game from 2006, which the first Wolfenstein did, and I completely forgot because it was so long ago. You will hate this game, Ryan. Do not play this game. You will hate it.
Because it comes out on the Switch in the spring.
Yeah.
Which is weird to me.
It is weird, but like...
It's cool, though.
It doesn't play great. It really doesn't.
Wow.
It doesn't communicate. It wants to be more of a stealth game, but it's also Wolfenstein, so you want to play like an action.
Like action-y, yeah.
Yeah, and like
it's like your instincts are to like I'm gonna kill all these Nazis.
Yeah, but
like,
instead
I want to mow them down.
But instead, like there's these two commanders, and if they raise the alarm, you are fucked. And it doesn't and you lose health like water, and you also have half the health. Like I said, you're only at 50. The max you can get is 50 until a thing happens in that game. That there are moments in this game that completely flip the script. Like that are phenomenal moments.
But it doesn't play great.
It doesn't play great, and that's why more people like just flip it on easy and just fucking mow through everyone. And I 100% agree. Some people say like it might be the console versions that are specifically fucked. Specifically, like the way like the dead zone might be completely fucked, and if that doesn't get fixed for the Switch port, that might be even worse because there was some of that for Doom. I've heard that it just feels weird to play on the Joy-Cons. But yeah, I don't know. In a roundabout way, I won't speak about Wolfenstein anymore because I've gone on for too long. But Wolfenstein's fucking great. It's really good. I think it's one of the best written first-person shooters of all time. I think it's fantastic. Really good game. I don't know if it's not the best to play. There's DLC coming out. I'm interested to see how, like, where they go with that DLC.
You think they'll tackle more modern issues with
Maybe.
that?
Well, because also this is like a trilogy. Like this really feels like if the first game was really dire, the second game was like, oh, like, well, stuff happens in that game that things change, and there is a character introduced that hasn't been introduced yet into Wolfenstein that should have been clearly introduced. He's introduced now, and you can now see where this series is gonna come to an end. So, and it really feels like the middle chapter because the game ends and it's just like, oh, the game's over, and you're like, okay, well, I guess that makes sense. We'll just finish it off in the next game, I guess. But yeah, Ryan.
Okay.
I need you to talk to me about Super Mario Odyssey. You've talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean...
Super Mario Odyssey, of course. The new Mario
by
game.
Nintendo.
New
I
Mario
don't know if you heard of it yet. Yeah, it's pretty good.
So, Ryan, have me through your thinking process.
My thinking process is it like Mario?
Was it... Obviously, it's Mario, and obviously it's good. At this point, we all know it's good.
Yeah.
Was it immediate? Like, this game is fucking great. Like, was there a okay?
Yeah, pretty.
Was there a moment?
Yeah, pretty much.
Was it when that frog? You possessed that frog.
Oh man, I would. Okay, so before I get into like the story time, I'll just like So, like, while George was playing fucking Persona and jacking off to
sure.
girls in Resident Evil as a child on
Sure.
the PlayStation 1, I don't know what you were doing. I was playing Mario 64, and I was playing Mario Sunshine. Those are, like, I know, like, a lot of people are like that.
Yeah, sure, totally.
But
Mario
those
Sunshine.
are, like... Mario Sunshine is a dope-ass game.
Listen, I used to be on that team, but I've seen people play that game, and I don't know.
Have you seen me play that game?
I haven't.
I know how that game is played. People don't know how to play that fucking game.
Alright,
It's like,
anyways.
there's no long jump. You hover. If you can't, you break the game. You fucking idiots.
Alright.
That game is perfect.
All right.
People look, it's perfect. I love it. And like as much as I love Galaxy and Galaxy 2, what made 64 and Sunshine great was like the overarching worlds.
Right.
And like 64 was like Peach's Castle, which was like this place like you really just like heard of in like the 2D games. And Mario Sunshine, it was like this beach world, and it took all that everything about like a beach and vacation in summer, and like branched out and like explored every aspect of it and explored these worlds like in depth, and it was awesome. And Galaxy was like, all right, this planet has bees.
Yeah.
This planet has a waterfall, and it's like the gameplay was like perfect, but like there was no like sense of like the world around Mario. It was just like I'm going to these tiny little spheres and like it's fine. And 3D World is a great ass game, designed well. It
also
it's
has some
not
Odyssey.
It's also not a 3D Mario game.
Okay, well,
it's a 2D Mario game. Fucking
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Okay, Ryan.
I love that game to death.
Okay.
It's great.
Okay.
Not a 3D Mario game.
Alrighty.
Mario Odyssey though.
Okay.
That is a video game.
Okay.
So yeah, like I was.
The lineage is clear from
The lineage
Sunshine to
the
Odyssey.
lineage is clear. You're in this world, and even though you have like a hub world and like you move to different areas, each world is like massive, and each world has like this overarching like thing that like leads you along the path to like Bowser's like journey to marry Peach. Like that's because each world has like this thing in it that's like a special object that Bowser stole, and he needs that for his wedding. So like in the grassland area he stole like a bouquet, in the desert area he stole like a super like ancient magical ring, and then of course in the Cap Kingdom he stole the tiara that Peach is wearing. And every world is like that, and every world like kind of reacts to like Bowser coming in and just fucking shit up. And then you kick out Bowser, but then there's this other problem like to fix, and then you fix that, and then the world is like at perfect peace. And like each time you do that, there's like more stuff to like explore and see. And then when you beat the game, which I did very quickly because I have a problem, you unlock more things in every world, and there's so much to do that it's like daunting and terrifying. But I'm doing it. I'm the man. I have like 800 moons. I have a problem.
It caps off at 999, right?
Yeah, at a certain point, past I think 850 or maybe it's 870 or 880, where that's all the official moons, and after that you just have to pay for more moons. Like the 999 bonus is just like an aesthetic thing, which like that's fine. I don't care. It's Mario. But yeah, it's a dope ass game, my man. I remember playing it, and like what helped me like have that moment is like because I've seen a lot of like the press for this because I have a problem with Mario. But I was playing this with my good friend, and she had no idea what any of this game was. I was playing it with her, and we're like, yeah. And then I threw the hat the frog, and she lost her fucking mind because she had no idea. And that's awesome to see and experience with someone, and that's great. And the capture stuff is so imaginative.
That capture
so
stuff
fun.
blew my fucking mind in 83. I remember watching that live stream with people like,
it
what
was
the
like
fuck
one
is
more
going on?
thing. Why is there a dinosaur? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about Mario except like it just like it much like Breath of the Wild, it like takes those like feelings as a child and like extends them in like an adult way to me.
Do you know where it stands on your Game of the Year?
Game of the Year? It's either
I mean, because I know it's either Zelda or Mario, and I'm not going to ask you to save me right now, but do you internally know?
Not yet.
Okay.
I need a 100% Mario because I want 100% Mario game because I hate my life. Which, by the way, that game Mario Odyssey is like very easy if you just go through to beat it. And like, I've heard a lot of people come like, oh, you can like beat it in like a few hours if you just do everything required. And it's like, it's not how the fucking game is made.
Right, it's
You're supposed to explore, yeah. Like, what's your problem, dude? much like Zelda, it's made to explore.
Mm-hmm.
But before I definitively say something, I need to 100% that game, and I need to wait for the Legend of Zelda DLC to finally come out. Because I bought it, and I feel like that's an extension of it, and that might be important for a discussion on Game of the Year.
Well, before you go into the final game we'll talk about,
yes,
I'm going to give you a break again to talk about my good old friend Sonic the Hedgehog.
Man, I've seen gameplay from this game.
So I am currently writing a review for Sonic Forces. Ryan knows that I've had the Sonic bug forever. But I had a coming to Jesus moment where I'm like, they're not good, but I still find them all interesting.
Yeah, they're definitely interesting.
Every game has
it's definitely I wonder why they chose that idea.
Sure, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm here to tell you Sonic Forces, without giving out too much of a review, is probably the least interesting out of all the Sonic games. Yeah. And I think that is the biggest thing that I found cripplingly disappointing.
That is very disappointing, yeah.
There is, Sonic Forces was revealed during that hellish San Diego Comic-Con 2016 birthday party event.
Oh,
holy fucking shit, that thing is legendary. Along with Sonic Mania. This is the last game. This is the big reveal game they had at the thing.
It's crazy. I was like, Sonic Mania. I was like, and there's one more thing. I was like, what, really?
Yeah.
That wasn't your one more thing? The thing we've all been asking for 20 years?
Yeah, and so we have this game. You can create your own OC in it. It's got old Sonic from Sonic Generations. This is made in this Hedgehog engine, so it is of the lineage of Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Colors, and Sonic Generations. Wikipedia tells me that this game was developed immediately after Lost World.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I don't fucking believe it for a second. If they did, they re-scrapped it at some point. So again, I don't want to spoil my review.
Well, Sonic Team is they developed one Sonic game.
Sure, that's true. Yeah. That's true. But also, this game,
it did took them a while. You can tell that we needed to fix stuff, because Sonic Lost World, I played that game. That's a game where I understand where they're coming from, but everything about it is just weird.
Yeah, not made in the same engine. It's a whole different thing they decided to go do. That didn't work out.
It went back to because that Sonic Lost World had a new gameplay style.
I should play Sonic Lost World.
It's very interesting.
I play Sonic Forces because I have to. It's part of. I need to have the knowledge in my brain.
Yeah.
I should play Sonic Forces. Sonic Lost World.
Yeah, you have a Wii U.
I have a Wii U.
And it's probably dirt cheap right now.
Yeah, probably. Anyway.
You also play it on Steam if you want.
That's true.
It is on
Especially
Steam.
because, the fucking dumb bad guys from that game, Zorak or whatever the fuck it is in this fucking game.
Yeah, you don't know their legend, which is, they're just bad guys.
So, yeah, my thing about Sonic Lost World, Sonic Forces, graphically it doesn't look great. It feels like it was made for Switch in mind first. And I don't think that's...
Really?
The levels are about 2 to 3 minutes average every level. Every level. I played a level that was 1 minute and 30 seconds halfway through the game. It was 1 minute and 30 seconds. The longest levels are at the end of the game because they're the final levels, and they're 4 minutes. It's completely
Sonic, gotta be
it's
fast.
completely disjointed. Completely disjointed. It's just random levels just put on a map. There's no theme. There's no overarching thing other than it's Sonic-esque. The writing isn't good, and I know they have good writers there because I think Sonic Colors is genuinely charming and it captures Sonic very well. I think that's probably the best written Sonic game ever made. There is, like I said, there's nothing. I think Sonic Unleashed is the best Hedgehog engine game, only because I think the level design in those games they're so beautiful, and it captures that sense of adventure and culture. I think at least.
Because that game is all about exploring the world, and every level in that game was all about this is what this continent's world.
The soft colors, the first time of seeing the Hedgehog engine and how fast the game could run.
The Hedgehog engine.
The Hedgehog engine. The music for that game is fantastic, and Sonic Colors has that color and that charm and that humor with the writing. I think all Hedgehog engine games. Again, this is a Hedgehog engine game, so guess what? You're going to fall off the track and die and eat shit. You're going to hit a wall and come to a complete stop. You're going to run into an enemy and die and eat shit again.
You're going to have a good amount of rings and feel really good, and then you'll accidentally graze something, and you'll lose it all, and you'll just...
The tracks, because it's a Sonic game, they'll make you go fast. The tracks that you could just put the controller down. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes the ride breaks. And again, I try to keep those things in mind, especially when I'm reviewing it, because I know that's
the boost stuff, as fun as it is, breaks it.
Yes, it does sometimes.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that's the one thing. It doesn't look great, but it does hit 60 solid. I am playing on a Pro though, but there's no pro patch for it. It's just kind of
It just hit 60.
yeah. But yeah, that's the biggest disappointing thing for me about Sonic Forces. There's nothing. This feels like a game I could have not have played it and got nothing out of it.
Yeah, I mean it's only $40, so like.
Yeah, I can see that.
Weird.
It makes sense. Like seeing it, like yes, I
Which
see this as a value title.
I feel like they took like more time. Like they clearly scrapped whatever Lost World sequel was and like went back to
the Hedgehog and what worked.
Yeah, but like, I feel like they would have needed something that like brought people. And like I get that like the Persona Sonic OC thing is like what brings people in. And that's like the driving point of the game. Like I've seen gameplay in it, and you beat a level, and like it's super easy to get an S rank.
Yeah, it's unbelievably easy.
Which like for me when I played Sonic Colors, that's what I tried to do, and like it was difficult because
the levels are.
And then like you get an S rank in this game, and you get like a bunch of clothing. It's like okay,
John Lennon
I was fine before, but okay.
Yeah, John Lennon of Digital Foundry said this, but it feels like Sonic Maker levels. Like there's no design. Like there's not a solid design. They're all fast levels that feel like the first level of a Sonic game. Like it's not challenging. Like towards the end, there are a few levels like okay, you're doing.
I
stuff
heard the
here.
ending's like the best.
You're
part.
doing stuff here. Like the levels are intricate. It's not just like. Listen, I like when Sonic you just go left and it looks really cool and fast, but sometimes I do want a little bit more challenging thing. Mm-hmm. And this game has almost none of that, and you can always S rank it like flat. There's a lot. Also, like the OCs have the wisps from Sonic Colors. That's their weapon is the wisp.
Is the wisp? Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of that isn't great. It kind of sucks. And also, you don't have. There's no reason to explore. There's not.
Yeah, I heard like the default weapon is like, good enough to like.
It's good. You're good.
With.
It's probably the best one.
I've heard that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which like sucks because like the idea is like. I feel like the idea of this game is like, oh, people can play through this game multiple times with different OCs. Why different like. You can get
there are different paths, but what's the point?
Yeah.
There's no real point, really.
Are the levels that much, like, do the levels expand so much if you're using a different weapon? I feel like that would be, like, the idea.
You could take, like, a shortcut, maybe, to get faster, but...
Because like, I was thinking it would be, like, I hate myself, like, like, in Sonic Riders.
Yes.
Not a great game. But every like hero had like a speed, fly, or power, and you could play the tracks in different ways depending on what the thing was. I felt like this would be a similar thing. Like, oh, if I'm using the electrical weapon, I can go down this path, which I wouldn't be able to do if I was using the fucking hammer weapon or whatever it is. But no, it's just all the same. It's just like, oh, how do I want to kill things?
Yep.
Huh. That's a shame.
Yep. There's a lot of vocal tracks in this game.
Well, I mean,
there's a lot of singing in this game, because people like that.
Yeah, they do.
There's a lot of it.
I don't know if I
for all the Avatar games, for all the Avatar levels, there's one. The old Sonic levels are fucking bad. They're bad. What happened to the composers at Sega? Like all the music in this game is not good. It's Sega. Sega is has some of the best composers in the business. The music, like the aesthetics, the look, the sound, the essence, the aesthetics of this game are so blah. Why are we doing Chemical Plant Zone again? I fucking understand.
Why are we doing Green Hill Zone?
Why are we doing Green Hill Zone again?
Like I love Green Hill Zone, but like
why are we in the fucking again? Oh my god! I understand it takes place in the Sonic world. Like it's supposed to be like Eggman has taken over the Sonic.
But like it's
world.
A world. Like he should like take over more things.
Why does it look so ugly? Like, you have the Chemical Plant Zone,
because it's
but you
war.
took off,
you have to join the resistance.
You took off all of the charmingness that was in Generations. All of that is gone. Like
it's war. Is war charming to you? Just warming all the colors and all the generations.
And also, I know they replaced the voice actors a long time ago, and some of them I
just miss it still.
Yeah, they're not. I don't know how I feel about a lot of them. Specifically, Shadow's voice actor isn't great, and Rouge's, but.
I'm angry or something.
Also, like, they keep mentioning this thing of the resistance and the force and this gray. You never fucking see any of that. It's just silver knuckles on your phone. Oh, fuck, they're fucking surrounding us. We really need you to do this, rookie. You got it. And that's the worst.
You really need to do this, rookie.
Oh, it's so bad. And then that fucking Hoobastank song. I kind of like the Hoobastank song.
Sonic's fucking dead. Don't you hear me? This green man with huge eyes.
That's another thing. Right off the bat. you play that first level, right, at Green Hill Zone, and Sonic's like, "Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog, blah, blah." And then Tails like, "Sonic, we got some shit going on over here."
Like,
and he goes
well,
fights.
too bad. I'm having fun.
I already forgot his name. I'm gonna have to look it up for the review. The main bad guy of this game, and then he's got like
Infinite,
yeah. And he's got fucking Chaos there. And he's got Zorbalon from fucking Lost World.
He's got
Shadow the Hedgehog.
And...
Yeah, and he fights them, and then Sonic just fucking dies. And it hard cuts to a black background, white text, and Sonic died, and Robotnik took over the world, and now there's only a resistance left. What? Okay.
Cause like it's your character saves the day. It's like the Mary Sue of video games. Like your character is the best. Everyone loves them, and they save the day, and they're best friends with Sonic. I'm watching a playthrough.
Fist bump. Yeah.
I was watching a playthrough, and they did that today. Yeah.
Together we will never.
You and me, partner. Yeah. Do.
Sonic Forces is
not a good game, is it?
It's not interesting, and that's the biggest thing. Like I just needed something I don't know what is it with me and Sega. I like
do it right.
Nights into Dreams. I don't like that game. I think it's bad, but I love the music and I like the colors and I like the aesthetic of it. There's nothing here. There's nothing, and that's so disappointing. Sonic and the Black Knight is a better game because it's at least more interesting. God,
man.
Brian,
you want me to talk about Pokemon now?
Yeah, talking about Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon.
Okay, cool. I was really upset at first because, like, why?
Yeah.
Like why is 3DS? And also, I don't know, man. I like the game a lot. I mean, Pokemon Sun and Moon were great. I love them a lot.
They're great games, yeah.
The after game was not great. It was the after game of Sun and Moon was just like, okay, catch this guy. But in this game, and they spoiled all the after game stuff, which is fine. They always do that. You actually go into like different dimensions and capture things instead of just like one.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool. And there's like this. I haven't gotten to the post game stuff, but there's something where Giovanni's back with a new Team Rainbow Rocket, and he's like recruited villains from all the other games, and that's awesome and super fan servicey, which the Sun and Moon games have been especially fan servicey. But in like a better way than X and Y, which are terrible video games. Not good at all. Just bad on every level. Why do people defend those games? They're terrible. Jurge, they suck. I can't even like properly articulate how much I hate those games.
I remember how bummed you were when those games came out.
Yeah, I was so bummed. Cause like
you were bummed going into Sun and Moon last year because you weren't sure.
Yeah. I like Ultra Sun and Moon. It's the Pokemon games have always had a history, especially like back a few years ago, where it was like, okay, the game, then the remake comes out and the next year, and that's just like the game, but there's some more stuff. And like I've always been fine with that because Pokemon's a game where like you buy this cartridge and you develop these attachments to these creatures and your team, and it's like I love these things. Because I don't want to delete the cartridge or the save to start a new game and try new Pokemon and try to do things a different way. Because like I like my team, you know, they're your little pet animals and you can pet them in these new games. And like, why would I want to delete my beautiful furry cat with the luchador thing? I love the guy; he's adorable. So like, I've always liked the option of like buying just another copy and like starting over again, which is why I'm always a sucker to do that. So like I have no problem with it. It's Pokemon, but better. If you didn't play Sun and Moon, buy this one.
All right.
Or wait till Pokemon comes out on the Switch, which might be a better idea.
Because
my God, like the totem stuff is so much fun. Because like it's these super powerful, like huge fucking Pokemon with like these crazy auras, and they summon multiple Pokemon to fight you too. But the game runs at a fucking snail's 15 frames per second. Awful. And like the 3D, like the 3DS looks like shit.
The 3D is off for that game too, right?
Yeah, there's no 3D except if you do the Pokemon Snap thing, which wasn't fun before. It's not fun now. And also, like another change with this game is the Rotom Pokedex thing. Like it gave your Pokedex a personality. It's a Rotom, and that's adorable. It didn't really serve much of a purpose in the first game, but they like added more personality to him in this game, and they gave him more features. And it's so fucking annoying. Like, he fucking talks to you like, you forgot to save in a while, didn't ya? Your Pokemon are weak. You better open up our bag and put some, heal them up some bit. And he's like, oh boy, am I tired. You want to take some photos with your Pokemon? I don't want to, because every time I click on you, it pauses everything. The point of you being on a separate screen is so, like, I can, like, dual action, like, walk around while I'm communicating with you. But no, I tap you and you freeze everything. That's stupid. Fuck, it's so annoying.
It does sound bad.
It is very bad. The 3DS has run its course.
Is that all you gotta say about Pokemon, Ryan?
Yeah, I love Pokemon.
Okay.
It's the Mario of Pokemon. Wait. Anyways.
Well, that's all the games we've played, or at least the ones we're gonna talk about.
Let's talk about the games of December.
Yeah, not a lot.
Why do games come out in December? Everyone's just catching up on
Yeah,
everything
it's
else.
weird, right? It's also weird because it's specifically we're like, oh wow, that's a year. That's it. We're done.
Yeah.
And
because like November's like the month.
And it's been one fuck of a year.
It has been.
You know, also, by the way, it's weird. I don't know if we've hit the stride of a generation now because it took such a long time. Because next year, if you look at the calendar, we're right back at it. We're fucking right back at it with Ni no Kuni, with Dragon Ball, with fucking
the Dragon Ball game everyone's been wanting for
Yakuza
years.
6 comes out as well. But anyways, this is games this summer. Doom Virtual Fucking Reality, or Doom VFR.
Is that what the F stands for?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's BFG, a big fucking gun, so I assume it's
Well,
Doom.
BFG also is for Big
Force
Giant.
Gun as well.
Big Friendly Giant.
Okay.
So this could be Doom Very Fun VR.
Rat.
Fuck.
Okay.
Are you excited? You're a Doom boy.
I love
that was
Doom.
your game of the year last
But
year.
the thing is, like, I don't understand what this is. They haven't really explained what it is.
Is it the new Doom but in VR,
No.
or is this like new maps in VR with the Doom feel?
It's like a museum and like a shooting range and some other stuff.
Is this a full price thing?
$30.
Okay.
So it's not a big thing,
Yeah.
but I'm interested still. Like, I want to know, how does Doom, one of the fastest first-person shooters in recent memory, play in VR?
Is this coming on?
PS4 and HTC Vive.
Okay, so I imagine it will look like hot garbage on PSVR.
I don't know. I haven't seen what the difference between Pro, like, side by side, what the difference between a Pro VR and regular VR looks like.
I think, like, whenever I play my PlayStation VR, which is rarely, I think it's just the display and it's not good.
That's the thing that's right.
I don't know. I
only played Super Hypercube, and that thing was, like, abstract enough.
Yeah, and that's, like, a fucking Job Simulator. It looks beautiful, which, by the way, was an update that I need to play.
Yeah, I heard.
Job Simulator. I have no idea what it's about. But yeah, I'm landing in my VR soon, and you'll be able to find out that for me.
Skyrim
Anyways.
probably looks like fucking... Well, I don't know. Skyrim already looked kind of bad, I guess.
Oh, I've not heard good things about that. I heard like
I've heard one good. I've heard it makes people incredibly sick.
Yeah,
It's unbelievably sick.
because
But it's also fascinating at the same time.
it's definitely fascinating. Like if you told me in 2011 that I would be in Skyrim, I would be like, oh man, that's cool. But then like you look at Skyrim now, it's like that game looks like shit. And the game is great. You can play it so many different ways. It's a big world. I mean, but like
it's on Switch.
It's on Switch now, that's cool. I have no like desire to play it. I'm more interested in playing Doom on my Switch than fucking Skyrim.
Yeah.
But like I feel
I've heard like a few good things about Skyrim VR. People really love. Some people really like
I
it.
read one review that's like, this is the worst thing on VR, and I was like, I was almost like, ha!
It's
reading the next article now.
It's certainly like against the rules we set as a society. We are going to build experiences from the ground up for VR.
Yeah.
And then Todd, I was like, what if we just put Skyrim on there? What if we just put it in there and see what happens? I don't know. Which is what they're doing with the future release, which I'm having a little ahead of, Fallout 4 VR.
Yeah.
And that's going to be Fallout 4 in VR. But that's
they promised that a while ago.
But that's only going to be on PC.
I feel like that'd be the best.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it certainly has the best chances of running like at a high spec, right?
I mean, at least like I feel like when they were working on Fallout 4, I think halfway through they was like, we could probably do this on VR.
Also, I still only believe that they're doing VR just because of that lawsuit. I seriously only believe they're doing they're doing VR because of that lawsuit with Oculus.
Yeah.
I swear that's the only reason they're doing VR. And to that earlier conversation we had about Bethesda, I don't know how Bethesda's making money.
Yeah.
None of their games are hitting, and they just invested a shit ton of games in VR.
Yeah.
They had Prey, they had Dishonored: Death of the Outsider,
Mm-hmm.
they had The Evil Within 2, they had Wolfenstein, 2 Skyrim releases, Doom, and Doom VR release, and Fallout. So they have released 10 products this year, which is fucking bananas now that I think about it.
Do you think they have anything next year? Like anything next year?
Prey on Nintendo Switch. That's the next game I can see go to Nintendo Switch. Like Prey, put Prey on there because it underperformed. So why not put Prey on there?
I think Switch artists would eat that up. To be honest with you, I think they'd like that.
I wonder if it can run. It's in CryEngine.
Doom can run.
Yeah, I know, but it's in CryEngine. I don't know. We'll see. Because Prey had some weird stuff on consoles. Anyways, moving on. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is a big Switch release that is coming out December
1st.
Do you think it is a good idea to release Xenoblade this year?
Yeah.
You think so? I mean,
they have to.
I guess. Do they?
They made it.
I know they made the
They made it
promise.
very clear in January that they had to.
But do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it fits in December? I mean, I know Xenoblade's not going to set the world on fire wherever you play.
I think there's just enough gap between.
That's true.
If you're thinking in
That's
terms
true.
of like a Nintendo fan,
Mario came out in October.
so like, I think the people had plenty of time, and I feel like this is a good like Christmas title.
That's a good point.
Because it's a huge RPG from a studio that has like been building up in like the Nintendo like recognition.
I think it looks fucking like garbage, but that's just me.
It doesn't do anything for me.
Got the big boobs lady who's very boring.
Ah,
Here's the thing.
hell yeah!
Again, we're probably getting into the Nier horny bit a little bit, but my problem
That's all
with
you, man.
my
You're
problem
the only
with
one
it
who's horny
is
over
that it's
Nier.
just so uninspired. Like it just looks so blah. Like nothing about the art style or the aesthetics of the characters do anything for me that inspires me. Like, okay, you know what? I'll give it to you. That's fine.
It's from what I understand from like what I've heard people who are like into the Xenoblade games, especially the Nintendo ones, is like once you get in, the stories hook you and the characters like turn from like two-dimensional, like, oh, on the cover, like, oh, that's what that character's like, to like, okay, you have a lot more going on for you than I initially gave you credit for. I'm sorry, you're actually very fascinating. I like you. And I feel like that's probably the case here. I feel like it's weirdly quick that this game came out.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were like, "You're not gonna fucking release this game at the end of the fucking year."
It's definitely like
it's certainly less big as ambitious. It's less ambitious
since they were also working on Breath of the Wild.
Yes, and it's certainly less ambitious than X, so that helps, I guess, a little bit.
You think X might have been a side project?
I think this might have been a side project while X had most of the people, and then once that was done, like, okay, we're splitting off. The main team who was on X go to Breath of the Wild. The rest of the folks go on Xenoblade 2, which we started prototyping with X. I think that's probably what happened.
Because 2 is definitely like the same end, like the exact same engine, probably.
Probably, yeah, less same assets, probably. But yeah, Dead Rising 4 comes to PS4 and Frank's big package. Remember Dead Rising 4?
Not really.
That game came and went last year too.
People were real excited, but like, yeah, Frank's back, and then no one bought it.
Yeah, no one bought it. Yeah, and that's on PS4. I don't think anyone's gonna buy it again.
Cool. You know what game is great as hell?
Okami.
Okami is fantastic game, and now it's on HD PS4.
I
Xbox
assume it'll be
One.
in 4K. I assume
It better be.
at this point.
That'd be like the only that's honestly the only thing that would like get me to like consider getting like a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X would be Okami in 4K.
I mean, the fact that you have a 4K TV helps.
Yeah, but it doesn't have HDR.
That's true.
Because I'm an idiot. I wasn't reading.
Yeah, that was a smart review.
Whatever, man.
Hey, man, HDR is pretty good, but we don't. I'm not gonna be that guy.
It has Chromecast built into it.
Okay, that's fine.
I can just connect it to my phone.
Chase your bliss, man.
Look, man. Even my HD TV was shit.
Okami at 60 frames per second sounds great because I don't like how Okami feels.
Really?
I really don't like
I
it.
love how
It's also a platinum game. Like, yeah, give me that 60 frames per second.
That was when they were Clover Studios, though.
Yeah, that's when we were Clover Studios.
Yeah. So like maybe they didn't have that mindset yet.
Maybe. I was also on PS2. It was also a very taxing game for the hardware, like artistically.
Yeah.
And, like, what all you're doing.
But then went to the Wii, and it was the best game ever made.
Okay.
Like the best game ever made.
So Okami's coming out December.
Deserves more love.
I mean, it's just a port, so there's not really a.
It needs more love.
Do you think so?
It
It
needs
should
to
be
be.
like
It needs to be on
bigger
the
thing?
Switch.
That's true.
I would
That would sell very
I would
well.
kill a man
It
if that
sell
game
very
came
well
on
on
the
Switch. I don't know why they're
my
not. They're porting Resident Evil Revelations and not fucking putting this on there.
I think it will, Tom.
Eventually,
I think my prediction spring. It'll come out in the spring
Maybe.
or summer or ever. I want ever. I would buy that so fast.
Night in the Woods is getting an expansion. Well, it's getting a patch.
It's getting a patch, but also a physical release.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
It might.
It's getting a new release.
But pretty much it's called Weird Autumn. It's coming to Xbox and Switch as well. But they haven't announced it. They just said and we also have announcements of that other platform that we can't announce because of legal reasons.
But you know.
You know.
You're reading this. You know.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So this will be.
It's cool. I thought they wouldn't work on this more.
Me too, because the game is long as fuck as it is, and everyone who's worked on that game said, well, specifically Scott Benson, who's like the story and artist in that game, is like, I'm fucking dying and going insane, man.
What do you think Weird Autumn is? Do you think it's just
so they're adding on the short games they built before Night in the Woods. So that's Longest Night, which is completely separate. It's about. I'm pretty sure it's about one of the constellation. Like, it's the story, like, you know, the constellations in that bit? It's the story of one of those guys in that constellation.
Interesting.
And it's really good. Like, from what it seems. So it's that, and then some more main content stuff, and I think another side thing.
You think maybe you'll be able to, like, do a friend ending with Angus?
I don't know. That's
something I could think of, because, like, I read some people were, like, upset that they could only choose between...
So, yeah, it's coming out on Xbox One, and if you already own a copy of Night in the Woods, you will get the patch automatically.
And now the final game of December.
Style Savvy Styling Star, coming this Christmas. As a pity release, pretty much.
Yeah.
And direct download.
I mean, come on, man.
Hey, Style Savvy's good.
I know. You made it clear.
But I'm done. I'm out of energy. Style Savvy's great. It's really good.
But like
that's on 3DS, so I'm not gonna tell you to play it.
Man, you know what else came out this year that I'm very upset about?
What?
Mario Party, the top 100. I saw gameplay of that, and that broke my soul. That game looks terrible.
Yeah, a Metroid game also came out this year.
It's true. That's
you don't
crazy.
care about Metroid 2D games, though.
Not really, no.
That's gonna be on some Game of the Year lists, probably.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Although maybe not, because it's a remake.
Let's see.
We'll see.
Well, with that, we finally got through a new episode of George Ryan Video Games. Congratulations.
The fall 2017. We covered all of the important parts.
Yeah. So I guess next episode will just be our year wrap-up episode.
Yeah. Fun.
Certainly a lot of stuff to talk on. I never played Need for Speed. I just realized that.
You think maybe I'll have played Nier by then?
I'm going to bet no.
Okay,
if we're going to have money, I'm going to say no. You might have started it.
Okay.
At that point,
you might have gotten to ending A or whatever.
You might be to the end of ending A.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna put. I'm gonna be very specific, but that's what I'm gonna say.
Okay, so by December, I hope to play Hat in Time.
Okay.
Nier, and I want to finish Persona.
Okay.
That's my goal.
Okay.
Do you have any goals?
My goal is to
besides finish the school year, because that's what I'm supposed to graduate. That's 100% my plan.
Hopefully start Horizon Zero Dawn. I have no plans to finish it. Start and finish Prey. I want to give Prey another shot.
Okay.
I think I said earlier in the podcast that I bounced off it completely. And I heard it was like there was some weird controller stuff, and in hindsight, I can totally see that because it felt really hard to control. And I kind of wanted it's now an underdog. It's now a game that's lost the time. It didn't get its spotlight after years and controversy and licensing and all this shit. And when I think about it, it's this sci-fi game that's inspired by BioShock and John Carpenter and The Thing and
it sounds
Alien.
Good on paper.
On paper, it sounds very me actually. And I was and at the time I was I don't want this investment of reading logs and all that stuff. But it's December. I can make the time.
You have more time.
I can make the time in trying to get myself in it. And I also want to play Yakuza 0, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Same here.
I don't know if that's going to happen because I'm making Prey such a priority. But those are the games.
Yeah.
I never played Tacoma. I just realized that.
Oh, you you could beat that in a day.
Yeah, it's also on sale. I don't think that game did well financially.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because
it's
it's $11.99 now.
It's very good though.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should play. I don't know if I need to play Cuphead. I don't think I need to play it.
You don't need to play it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, I think
I don't know. Are you into 2D shooter? 2D shooters?
I just don't know.
They're not my thing, but I appreciate it, and I like knowing I have this to play with people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, let's see if we meet any of those goals by next time.
I feel like our goals are pretty
I think
simple.
Graduate from college first of all.
That's my main plan.
I just want to graduate this semester because in early November, I lost a lot of motivation. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just making through now.
Look, man, I'll tell you what. I'm 100% there. I'm working on 4 papers right now, and none of my interests are in any of them.
Nice. But we'll make it through somehow.
Oh yeah, we'll make it through. Just be dead at the end of it.
Probably the most important thing, and the thing I've been putting aside, is that we do another podcast called Movies Are Real.
Oh, damn.
And we have to do an actual top 10 list where we sit down and talk about this list. And I have a backlog of things to watch.
You do. I have my list. I've been working on my list all year.
I haven't literally on any of my lists, and I need to do that, actually.
Yeah. I need to make a better video game list, because I forget stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Just go through VG release list, and you see what happens.
That's true.
Anyways, I'm J. Cruz Alvarez on Twitter. J. Cruz Alvarez 26 on Twitter.
Ryan. I am at Fryan Pans, Fryan Pans, like a pan.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of George Ryan Radio Games. I almost said Movies Are Real.
Yeah.
Hopefully we will be here next month in a timely fashion.
I will have a lot more free time.
Yeah,
time.
Yeah.
We'll be doing our next podcast.
So until then, thank you so much for listening and have a good one.
Bye.